Hey everybody, Yankee here. Today I want to take a moment and answer a question that a lot of people seem to have about revolvers, and that is about cylinder end shake. And the reason I want to make the video today is because I saw it misrepresented in a post on one of the gun forums today. Someone was talking about how end shake was when the crane was loose and it allowed the front of the cylinder to shake from side to side and therefore not be lined up with the forcing cone. And although that makes kind of sense, that's not what end shake actually is. If your cylinder is moving side to side, you got problems that you're probably not going to be able to deal with. But cylinder shake, even though an issue, is something completely different. When they talk about cylinder shake, they're not talking about it moving side to side like a lot of people might think. What they're talking about is the cylinder moving backwards and forwards. Now, I don't have one that will move backwards and forwards, but I wanted to show you here this gun just to use it as an example. If this gun was suffering from cylinder shake, I'd be able to pull this cylinder back a little bit, and it would leave a gap between the front of the cylinder and the forcing cone. And that is not a good thing. That is bad. Because when you have that gap there, not only are you losing power off your rounds, but you're damaging your gun. If there's a lot of flame and energy getting out between that cylinder and that forcing cone, eventually you're going to damage the forcing cone, and you can damage your top strap, you can damage the crane, you can damage everything on the gun. You can burn your fingers pretty bad. So it's not a good thing. Cylinder shake is bad, but you can usually fix it. Unless, of course, it's something catastrophic, like someone's done something stupid. I've seen people do stupid things like, oh, I didn't like the bevel on the front of the cylinder, so I machined it down flat. I actually saw that happen one time, and I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? Now that gun is ruined. And here's the thing, though. If someone's done something stupid like that, well, then you can probably replace the cylinder, have it retimed, etc. So it's still fixable, but that's really not as fixable. The worst thing someone could do is actually file down the forcing cone, which I've seen that happen before too. And then you got to replace the barrel, but like I said, still fixable. But most cases aren't that bad. Most cases are just a little tiny bit of wiggle, just enough that it is off kilter a little bit. And in that case, yes, you usually can fix that as long as it's not that big of a problem, as long as it's not that big of a gap, because they make shim kits for the actual cylinder. I think MTC is a company that makes one kit that you can buy off Amazon. And what you do is you take your cylinder apart and you basically put a little shim in there that keeps the gun more stable, the cylinder more stable when it's closed. It actually shims it to where it won't move backwards and forwards. Now, it does move it forward a little bit, which is why it can't be a whole lot of distance or you're going to end up with a cylinder that is too far away from the firing pin to actually fire. But like I said, the differences are usually very tiny. And you can find those shim kits on Amazon. They take about, I don't know, 20 minutes to install. And most of that time is going to be taking the cylinder off and putting it back on. So very easy fix, but it is something you do want to fix. You want to make sure that the space between your cylinder face and your forcing cone, which I chose this gun because it's very easy to see the forcing cone. You want to make sure that those things are pretty much touching. When you look at it with your naked eye, you should have a hard time seeing any gap there whatsoever. You could take a feeler's gauge and make sure yours is right. I couldn't find my feeler's gauge today, so I can't show you that. But it shouldn't be hardly anything. You shouldn't really notice it. And when you move your cylinder by hand here with your fingers, you shouldn't feel anything. If you do, you've probably got a little bit of a problem. And if it's just a little problem, like I said, get yourself a shim kit. Fix it up yourself. If it's more than you can fix with the shim kits, well, then you're either going to need a new cylinder or you're going to need a new barrel, one or the other. But not a good thing if you're going to need those, because that's more of an intricate process and it's not going to be something you're probably going to do yourself. But as far as the shim kits, those are a very easy fix to fix a small problem that happens every now and then. So I just wanted to answer that because I didn't want people out there having the wrong information, thinking that that was the cylinder moving side to side when it's not. It's just a little bit of shake from forward and back. And like I said, usually it's very tiny and very easy to fix.